All right, here we go. Let's go over some moves, some charts. 10-3, October 3rd. Let's go over PLTR, Palantir Technologies, because this had big news today. All right, so let's look at the chart. Of course, this has been on an insane run since, pretty much 2024. It was going up, going up. The real break was September, October. We started to go over that 20, 30, went to 70, pulled back, went up again to 130. Then March, of course, April, everything between February, March, and April, a lot of stocks, ETFs went down. There was the low here, 66.12. And of course, you see 190 on the chart. Some moves here, some dips, kept going. This was a big drop here, 813, 184. You went down to a tail of 142. And then, another move looked like we're going down. It's very tough sledding. This was easy short to read. This was even tougher. Eventually you held. And I remember doing a video. I said, this line looks weird. Sideways at not a low level or a high. It's like just above this low level 20 is kind of strange. But then we broke. It's a breakout. Hammer down, go up again. 185. Pretty much looks like a double top near this 190 now. And today was very bad news. Let's look at the 5 minute. So if anyone was playing this, we move this down. You're talking 187. The news came out. I'm not sure what the news was. It was earlier, I think. And then you have these are $2 lines, 185. You go all the way down to 181, 177. A big short came in. Little move here, another move here. And eventually you could not break 181. You see the trend line right here, and you go down even further, 171. So you're talking $16 move, which could have been tremendous bank if you were catching this. And then you make a little move up 175 to 173. So you can see that. Let me look at the weekly. And the weekly looks like this came about pretty much 2020 sideways, made a big move up. Now, had this high back here in August. You see, it looks like it wants to turn. This makes this turn sideways, goes back down. Yeah, you're seeing the strength decrease. And that could put this on a big move down. Monthly chart, it's already showing signs of weakness. You had red over white back in probably July. See, I can't get right over it. My mouse goes, and can't go in between. Could be a topping pattern. We'll see. It's still early. We'll see how this plays out. All right, let's look at the news here. News is important when you're trading stocks, of course. News could pop up, morning, night, after hours, pre-market, who knows? And then that's your chance to capitalize too. So I like how FinViz has this new little chart out now, tells you, specific news. Today, 6:45, Palantir stock plunges after U.S. Army memo raises very high risk concerns about the company's battlefield communication system, prompting Palantir to publicly rebuke claims of security flaws. Yeah, that's not good. All right, 410 billion market cap, income 763 million, sales 344 billion. Now, something bad happens to the company. The company's gonna rebuke anything until, like, if they're wrong, they're wrong. It's gonna come out. You can't dispute it. They can say, "Oh, there's a mistake. We're correcting it." Anything. I worked in the bank and they did all legal stuff. I worked for Wells Fargo, and they came out, "Oh, we're working on the system." They were like scamming people of opening people's accounts, and they didn't authorize it. So yeah, you don't trust corporations. They will fight till the end till they have to say something. Total scammers, of course. All right, so insiders own 8%, institutions 52. You can see back 3 years, 2000%. This is all green here. Very impressive. So 704, Palantir rebukes security flaws. When did that news come out? Today. Look at all the news. This was today. Was it early? I'm trying to see. Was it yesterday? Tech heavy Nasdaq turns. Palantir stock falls, reveals network falls. It was AM, 3:55 AM. When did it come out exactly? Video enterprise development, Palantir report. Oh, I see 1053 M. Maybe that's the earliest. Palantir stock falls report reveals Army network flaws. So what do? They engage a business of building, deploying software platforms that serve central operating system for customers, commercial government segments, nine United States platforms, healthcare, energy, large scale analytics. Company was founded by Alexander Seidman Karp. He's been on CNBC. Peter Andreas Thiel, Stephen Cohen, Joseph Lonsdale, Nathan Dale, Gettings, headquartered 2003, Denver. Yeah, all these names. He's been on CNBC. Is that Peter Thiel? Peter Thiel, excuse me. He's like the billionaire. Stephen Cohen. Is that the guy's a billionaire too? He owns what? The Carolina Panthers. Joseph Lonsdale. That's a lizard guy. Check back on my old YouTube videos. He was on CNBC. Like licks his tongue. So really like a lizard. He's looking for his prey. So funny. All right, what are they saying here in stock twits? A little bit of a scare. 250s. Yeah, where there's smoke, there's fire. When companies get pumped up, remember SMCI that pumped all the way and it was like 300, went back to 40. Even if these companies are good, Lottie, like they're so pumped up. Look at Quantum now. They just went from like 60 to 180. Yeah, it's a pump. I'm telling you. I've done this for years and even further, 20 years on charts. I can tell when things are just pumped. It's all pumped from, excuse me, CNBC, whatever, online, everything. It's just news and it's not as good as it seems. All right, so that's PLTR. Let me take a look at my other chart here. See PLTR. So you want to capitalize on these big moves. These are the moves. Where are you at? Came up, you're overbought. Pretty simple. On this one, green, you're out. Then it gets choppy. You get a little bit tougher here, but that's a big candle. Yeah, they have the bearish candle today, right here, 10-3. I'm going to put the red. Let's make this the red. So you can see here. Now, I'm putting this on this line because it's an important line. It bounced from there, bounce from here. We'll see if this breaks down from there, then you have trouble here. That's what I mean. This weekly is important. If we cross and start to go down, then you have divergence. This could sink. And if it goes down even further, a decent drop, you have a hold here, pretty much 150, because you have the wick bouncing, wick bouncing. I would look for that area on PLTR. So yeah, news came out. Wasn't good mood, good news at all. And let me look further into this. As I was reading this, that little caption on FinBiz. Palantir rebutes support security flaws. All right, Palantir, stock fell 7%, worked the defense attack engine, blah, blah, blah. Was seriously flawed. This company said it was out of date and inaccurate. No vulnerabilities were found. Palantir platform. Statement Army Chief Officer also said problems with NGC2 system were identified early and mitigated immediately. Showed me the biggest decline. The drop follows a remarkable upward trajectory. Shares gained more than 2,000%. Tenant says security vulnerabilities was important integrating advanced technology statement. I think it's good news for us going forward. Army CIO Leo Garcia said the problems identified in the memo were part of the process of updating military technology. Something many technologists and defense experts say is badly needed. Nature of warfare evolves. It's important to see these memos context. Army is trying to get new tools, soldiers, much more rapid fashion than done historically. Let's view the comments here. This is on Yahoo Finance. So whose routers had put options of PLTR? Yeah, someone has options. Options, of course, you can buy, sell at a strike price, whatever. They want it to go down or up, whatever. All right, this guy, the sheep people manipulate the stock market when in reality it's low-hanging journalism. Since Palantir said it was a lie, he's responsible for a 7% drop. In addition, Army's asking for Bloomberg said also asked Reuters why it reported events confirmed outdated. It's more flaws. In fact, they are not saying a full scope would put many government personnel in danger. You don't know what to believe no more. You think about so many internet sites now, social media, so many social media sites, and then you have news outlets. They're all trying and vying for attention. Who gets the first big news story? It's all like interconnected, and it's very hard what to believe. So, but you got to think if this was, you just don't put out news stories at all. It has to be real. It has to be somewhat real. So, all right. So PLTR, we're watching this. We'll see if this has more legs. This is going to go down even further. It's showing weakening the weekly chart, monthly chart. Ever since July, it was at its peak. This could make a roundly move, get a big dip. We'll see if that happens. As far as day trading, it was a very good day trade. Very good. 187 all the way to 171. You play this in parts. Down, goes back up. See what it does here. When you have specific lines on day trading, that's why don't make it complicated. Once this goes down, see what it does. This don't jump back in. If you played this short, then you have 181. You know you have to break 181. That would be the move, and it doesn't. So your line's there. You're watching. Even if you want to play these bounces, you're a scalper real fast, whatever. But as soon as it doesn't break that, then you're fading that 181. Look at this go down. And then this pops out. Right here, this line, you're talking 173. So some big moves on PLTR. That's it. Please subscribe to Mike Kim and Trades on YouTube. Smash the like button. Peace.